Hello, how is everybody? Today we're looking at our top fives again. So ASX Exchange Traded Funds, our horizon view, our little helicopter view. So for the 21st of the second 2019. So we're looking at our top five rises for the day. We had our China New Economy ETF, CNEW. We had our oil ETF, so that's a synthetic that tracks the crude oil index. Then we had our gold miners ETF. Then we had our ETF. So OZF is an ETF that tracks ASX 200 financials. So that's excluding all the ASX REITs. Finally, we had our ETF RBTZ, which tracks global robotics and artificial intelligence. So a bit of a mixed bag there today. Our top five percentage falls today. We had Cure, which is an ETF that tracks biotech stocks on the S&P. We also had our MVR, which is our Vectors Australian Resources. So that just tracks the Australian resources. We had our BEAR, BEAR, clever codes. I like these ones. So that one is pretty much it's a hedge against if we come into a bear market. So it's just a bear market ETF. It tracks the Australian equities. Then we had our Perth Mint Gold. So obviously people weren't really liking the whole gold story today. So commodities today, for whatever reason, weren't flavour of the month. And then we had our Beta Shares Euro ETF. So that one tracks the euro. So quite possibly people are trading down today because of some news they've heard about Brexit or whatnot. So top five rises in dollar terms today. With IVV, which is one of the more popular S&P 500 trackers on the in the market. IJR is another S&P tracker, but this one tracks mid caps. So that one looks after tracks the top 400. IHVV is the AU hedge variant to IVV, so that tracks S&P 500, so it's hedged to the Australian dollar. IJR is an S&P small cap tracker, so that looks at 600 small caps on the S&P in the States. ETMPM, bit of a tongue twister, that's an ETF that tracks physical precious metals, so that was a bit of a flavour today. Small volume, and also a small rise. So we're looking at the top falls in dollar terms. We had our ETF Cure. So that one's a ETF that tracks biotech stocks on S&P, so in the States. This next one was our ETF that tracks physical palladium. So it's been up the last couple of days, now it's just coming down. VAP, which is listed properties securities, so it tracks the listed property securities index in Australia. MVR is it's our Australian resources tracker, so that one tracks resource companies listed on the ASX, and then we had our Perth Mint, our gold ETF. So that one you can buy physical gold at the Perth Mint. So we've had a mix of resources weren't really in favour today. So hence there's a few negative results for the resources ETFs. Top 5 number of trades. This is probably usual suspects type of thing again. All these larger funds will have all the most trades, typically almost every day. So VAS is the Australian tracks Australian share index as well. That's quite a large fund. STW tracks the ASX 200. IBV, as mentioned before, that tracks the the S&P 500. So another large index fund as well. So VTS, that's the ETF that tracks the total market in America. And VGS is the international share basket. So ETF, and that's another large ETF as well. So a lot of traders, a lot of investors looking for exposure, different segments of the US market, and then also trying to get some global exposure as well with the international ETF. So volume, we expect to see a bit of volume from some of those bigger ETF funds as well. So STW, as mentioned before, that tracks ASX 200, and that's quite a large fund. So that one's got 3.5 billion in it. So you expect that to have quite a reasonable number of trades coming through. The next one is NDQ, which focuses on NASDAQ, so top 100 stocks in NASDAQ in the States. Decent amount of volume for that one. The next one, USD, that one tracks the US dollar. Then we have QAU, so this one tracks gold bullion. That one's a hedged ETF. And the last one is AAA, which is Australian high interest cash ETF. So it's quite a reasonable volume of people looking for some safeguard against volatility by investing in that cash ETF. So top 5 stocks with relation to value I went through today. We're looking at STW, which is probably something we're going to talk about quite a lot. This one comes up quite a lot, along with IVV, VGS, VAS, and AAA. So STW is our State Street ETF that tracks ASX 200. IVV tracks your S&P 500. So those two are those two are two of the biggest ETFs in the market. So VGS is our tracker that looks after international shares. So that tracks quite a lot. That contains quite a large number of companies. VAS is the Vanguard index that looks after or tracks the whole total Australian market on the ASX. And your AAA is your Australian high interest cash ETF. So people chasing yield. So there's quite a bit of value on that one today, 3.3 million. Once again, it's just a disclaimer. Really, what I'm trying to do here is just show you the common names that keep coming up, and we'll just gradually build up what I talk about on these things and just go from there.